I look to the side, I look to the left. He's gone. I'm like, oh my God, he took my phone because he doesn't want me to tell anybody anything that happened. Like, all traces that he existed was gone. My room door was open. There was stuff that I had there. They were all gone. Like, I'm like looking through all my stuff, making sure it's here, making sure my passport is there. Hi everyone, so welcome to my health and happiness channel again. So let's just get right into it. Okay, this is going to be a follow-up of me and, yes, Quentin from Australia. And I preface this all by saying I did have his permission to actually be in my videos. When I was in Australia, he asked several times to be on my vlog. So I'm going to talk about this very freely and what happened. Okay, so him and we did have a romance, and it literally went crazy. Yes, let me tell you, it went so crazy that he literally left my room like a thief in the night while I was sleeping. He left me. He pretty much left me there in Sydney, Australia. But let's get into it. Quentin and we were talking for 2 entire months before I actually got to Australia. We were talking on WhatsApp. I met him on Tinder. We was talking on WhatsApp. We was doing video chatting. We was doing all of that good stuff. Like, literally, I thought that this was my boo, okay? Now, I knew he wasn't my boo, but I'm just trying to say that we really definitely got along very, very, very well. Like, he knew when I was up in the morning. I knew when he was up in the morning. Even though it's like a 15-hour difference in time, we literally made it work. Yes, we made it work. Like, he was showing me stuff about his day-to-day life. I was showing him my day-to-day life. And I don't know why, but sometimes when you're far away from someone and you talk that way, you feel more connected. So let's fast forward it, okay? He bought tickets for the Lyric Theater for us to go see The Bodyguard on Broadway before I even got there. He had actually planned for me to go to a Thai restaurant down by the waterfront. I think it was in Darling Harbor. Yeah, Darling Harbor. When I got there, he wanted to meet me at the actual airport, but I was like, oh no, I haven't even met you yet. You might try to kill me. I'm a New Yorker. I'm dramatic, right? So anyway, long story short, right? So he met me at my hotel like at 9:30. He took me on this beautiful walking tour of Sydney, botanical gardens, museums, everything the first day I was there. It was Cinco de Mayo 2017, right? So he even took me to a restaurant. I got really sick because I don't drink. Like, literally, I have maybe about 10 to 12 drinks per year. So I got really sick. And we had to, like, go back to my hotel. I didn't even get to eat because I felt sick. He was so nice, the epitome of a gentleman. Like, I will give him that. He was so entirely kind. He didn't even want to sit on my bed. I was like, sit down, relax. He was like, no, like, I just want to go out, get you some water, you know, and all these other things. He just really wanted to go and be, like, such a gentleman, right? So, did things happen between me and Quentin? I don't have to tell y'all, do I? But listen, read between the lines. A lady never tells, okay? So, anyway, so anyhow, let's fast forward it. That night was a beautiful night. We went to dinner, whatever. So he kept asking me, you know, what was I doing the next day? He wanted to, like, meet up, stuff like that. But it seems like always the daytime. So I left it alone. Now, I'm going to preface this all by saying, before meeting Quentin, he told me that he did live with his sister and his niece. And, you know, one day he told me he was going out really late at night. It was like midnight to get a bed from someone because he was moving into a new condo and he wanted it for his niece. I thought that's something that a father does for a child, but my friends were all like, Shakira, no, if you really love your niece, you would go ahead and do it. Let's rewind that, okay? And fast forward that, okay? So let's go. Because my radar was like, I don't know, but what do I know, okay? I've only been cheated on before. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe you being paranoid, and you're a New Yorker, you being paranoid. Keep it moving, right? So anyway, let's fast forward this bad boy. Yes, fast forward it to the next time that I saw Quentin. He took me to a coastal walk to Bonsai Beach. So we started at Taranga, and then we went to Bonsai Beach. It was beautiful. We had breakfast, all of that. Then he drove me back to my hotel. But before he drove me back to my hotel, what do you think happened? Dun, dun, dun. The drama. So I wanted to see where he lived. He's been talking about where he lives, so show his sister, right? So anyway, he showed me all around the area where he lives without showing me where he lives. So ladies, what does that tell you? he got something to hide, right? So I'm like, show me your place, right? And usually I'm not this forward to show me your place. But I was just like, wait a second. He don't want to show me. Why he don't want to show me for, right? Okay. So finally, right? Finally, he's telling me something about how his dad is upstairs and he just moved into the condo and his dad is waiting for people to come fix it. And he will be like, Quentin, why you home from work so early? Like, why you didn't even go to work, okay? And who is this stranger? What? Excuse me? I was trying not to get cray-cray because, you know, there's two sides of every coin, right? My nice side is my sweet side. My other side is my Caribbean / New Yorker / Bronx girl side. And that side is usually not a really good side. So I'm trying to keep it cool. Plus I'm in a foreign place. No one wants to be locked up abroad. I'm not the type to fight a guy. Like, I'm literally a lady. But just the fact that I felt like he was trying to play me, I was getting really mad, right? So I was like, now all of a sudden I'm a stranger and you've been talking to me for 2 entire months. You've done all these things. You planned all these things, but now I'm a stranger. So I was like, you know, I just want to see your place. Like, I don't know what's this going back and forth. Let's just see your place. Finally, after like going back and forth for like 5 minutes, he shows me his place, right? And he's literally like looking around corners. What you looking around corner for? This is not Inspector Gadget. You're not in the FBI. You're not a president with the detailing behind you. So what you looking behind corners for? Who you think gonna pop up? Jack in the Box? So anyway, yeah, so we go into his house, his condo, beautiful, we looking around. I automatically, like, I'm looking, you know, as a woman, you look real quick, right? I was taking mental snapshots. So I go into his niece's room and I see her stuff, I see her bed, I see her closet. I literally just walked out, but I remember. So now I go into his room. When I get into his room, he had 2 bathrooms. He had one in the left side, was on the outside for, guests. And there was one inside of his bedroom. So he had like a master bedroom with a bathroom connected. And in the bathroom, I see a child seat on top of the toilet. Now, if anyone knows this, we all know that when you have that baby child seat on top of the toilet, that's for usually a baby, and that's for someone that's very young, right? Let's get it to, let's say if you being potty trained, let's say you anywhere between, you're trying to potty train, maybe you're anywhere between like 1 and 3. From what I knew, his niece was between 5 and 6, something of that nature. So I look at him and I'm like, Quentin, I was like, I thought you said your niece was 5 or 6. I was like, so why do we have a baby child seat on top of the toilet? He literally was like, Trump for words. He just like, that's for her dolly. She has this little doll that she likes to put there. And, you know, when we try to tell her to stop, she don't want to. She cries or whatever, so we just leave it there all the time. That sounded like a lie. Now, it was so crazy. Could it be the truth? Yes. So I say all this by all saying allegations, right? Are these things, these are just my observations. These are just the way I felt as a woman. Could that entirely be true? It could be. But for me, probably not. So I'm looking at his bed. He has flower bedspreads. Could a guy sleep with flowers? Yeah. You can like whatever you want to like. But for me and my background with men, I've typically not seen men with flower bedspreads usually. That's for me, okay? Men that are dating me, I typically don't see that. They have like very, you know, bland, neutral colors. And when I say neutral, for men, they always, like these guys that I date, their neutral colors are always like brown bedspreads, white. I don't know why men love white sheets, blue, stuff like that, right? But this was like all out flower. It was something that I would pick, and I'm crazy. So, and then I'm looking in his closet real quick, and I see men and women clothes side by side folded up. So this is a mental. And my thing was like, this is not the time for you to be questioning this guy because he has to take you back. You don't know what part of Sydney you're in. You drove far out of the CBD because I was at the Primus Hotel in the CBD. I was like, you don't know anything about this place. Your cell phone only works if it's Wi-Fi in a location. Play your card smart. So after that, he took me to a mall, and then we go back to my room. So when we get back to my room, I get it. We put on our swim trunks because we wanted to go to the pool over there. So your girl gets on top of him, and I get on top of him on the bed, and my bikini, I'm looking all sexy. I'm on top of him, you know, like I'm gyrating, you know, in my bikini. And I'm like, you know what? I want to ask you a question. And he was like, what? I said, you know, I'm not an idiot, you know. And then I just started questioning about everything, you know. Like, I was like, I think that's really your wife and your daughter. And I think, that's your girlfriend and your daughter. I said something didn't seem right. Like, I just feel like you're lying, and I'm not here for the games. I'm not here for nobody to be playing with me. Like, let's be honest with everything. Like, let's not play no games here, right? And emotion went across his eyes real quick, and he looked angry. But then as soon as it came across his face, it got back to calm. Yes, girl. I was like, is this Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? And that's when I started realizing, stop playing these games. Playing these games with him, but stop getting so crazy and getting so mad right now. Like, I'm not the type of girl to throw things. I just was questioning him. But, you know, my voice was a little bit raised. And I was just like, this is not the time, because this is your hotel room. This guy could kill you, do whatever he want to do. You don't know this place, and the worst thing to do is to be hurt in a place that you don't know. Play your cards right and stop dealing based on emotions because you feel hurt, right? I really felt hurt because I really felt like I liked this guy. I went out on a date with another guy, the guy that you saw me in Pitt Street, like, walking, and that guy literally only walked me there. He took me to lunch, but literally, like, I felt like I was giving my all, my body, my mind, my energy, all of that to Quentin. So to know that this guy was doing that to me, it really hurt me, right? You know, he's like, I'm not lying. Why would I be lying? Like, that is, you know, I didn't know what bedspreads. I didn't know my bed had flower bedspreads. I don't know. She changed them. I don't know what she was putting on them, you know. Literally, Dusty kept saying the same thing over and over again. So I said to myself, you know what? Maybe you're being paranoid because you have been cheated on, whatever. You know, let's just go on with the day, right? So that day, he takes me to dinner, whatever, right? So I got sick again because I had one drink. I don't drink. So at this point, we go back to my hotel room, whatever. We're laying down, whatever. All I know was that I must have knocked out. When I woke up, I looked to the side, I looked to the left. He's gone. Like, legit, he is gone, okay? Then I go to my door. My door is open. Now, this is where I'm getting mad. Now I'm looking for my cell phone. Can't find my cell phone at all, too. There was stuff that I had there for him. They were all gone. Like, all traces that he existed was gone. All traces of my cell phone were gone. My room door was open. I was just like, what the Jesus is going on? So now at this point, I'm getting paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, he took my phone because he doesn't want me to tell anybody anything that happened. He has my door open. What's going on? Was someone in here? Did anyone take my stuff? Like, I'm like looking through all my stuff, making sure it's here, making sure my passport is there. I was looking to make sure that my passport and everything was there. And when I say my door was open in the sense that it was open from the inside. So he must have just like pulled the door in. All the stuff that I had from him, he had took. The only thing he left was the bagels. Because I had bought him like 9 bagels. He took all the sour powers. Why would you take sour powers? Are they for your daughter? Like, why would you take those? And he particularly asked me to get him candy when I was coming from the U.S. Could that just be because he wants candy? Yeah, because he just likes sour candy. Yeah. But it was just very interesting how you left the bagels, you took the candy, and you took the ginger tea. He wanted ginger tea that I had for him. After looking really low and high, I was able to find my phone under my bed, right? So the next morning, I must have asked him. I was like, oh, so we just gonna leave like a thief in the night, and you left my door open. Anybody could have came into my bed while I was sleeping. Room service, I said maids, anybody could have came in, and who knows what could have happened, and I would have been laying in my bed with, you know, with lingerie on or whatever, or just laying in my bed with pajamas on or boy shorts, whatever it was. I can't even remember what I had on that night because I didn't feel good. So, you know, and then I told him, what I did remember telling him though, I was like, and you left your glasses here. Don't even think about coming back for these glasses because you're not getting them. My sister now has a new pair of glasses. He was like, I had to get to work, whatever. And I just found that all to be a lie. Another thing too, when I had looked inside of his trunk, because when we went shopping, he had like 3 duffel bags in his trunk. Why you got 3 duffel bags of stuff in there? And they were like full. Is this what you do? Do you take your duffel bags out, and whenever you go in places with other people, you just like take it to that place and then go back? Is this a habit? Just what I'm trying to say. Is this something that he does? I don't know. So after that day, him and I never talked ever again. I think that he was lying. Like, he was like, I just had to get home. Why you had to get home so bad? You was telling me already that you was taking 2 to 3 days off to spend with me. So now all of a sudden you gotta go home so bad. So I ended all by saying that it didn't turn out well between me and him. Now, could this have been his sister and his daughter? His sister and his niece? It could have been, but they were just red flags to me. The clothes of the women in his closet. He said that his niece and his sister shared a bed together. There was no signs of that. It was just like all his niece stuff in her bedroom. There was no stuff of his sister there. And if it's your sister and your niece, watch your sister stuff in your closet, right? You know, just the bedspread, the flower bedspread, the child's toilet seat, which to me was an indicator that whoever the child was had to be a lot younger. So we just didn't end on a good footing. And like I said, could his story have been plausible? It could be. Could my story or my feelings and what I think be wrong? It could be wrong. You know, we will never know. But that's just how I felt as a woman. So that was my story time for me and Quentin in Sydney, Australia. But I did meet other guys in Sydney the second time I went, and we will talk about that. And I also want to do, I'm going to be talking about the men in Melbourne. So look forward to that as well. Bye, everyone.
I don't know where to start. I really don't know, but I don't want to make this video go too long. This lady was saying, I don't want to judge her because these are all, you know, like, I know that the streets, it's difficult, like ladies do crazy stuff, and ladies become very adventurous, and ladies usually take risks out here to try and meet you know, to try and meet a partner. So this lady as well went all the way from Canada, from the US, from New York to Sydney to meet somebody whom they met from Tinder. And from there, like, just that, like I'm gonna say the things that I'm gonna say are also the things from my experience. And I feel like, first of all, if a guy, if you find a guy online, I feel like you cannot vet him and you cannot trust everything that they tell you, because it's very easy for somebody to say sweet everything over the phone on online and deceive you. It is very easy. So you could easily actually fall in love with the idea of person rather than falling in love with the person himself. So the lady fell in love with him. You can see it was 2 months that they met. They didn't met. They started talking 2 months, and she just couldn't wait. And she flew over. Again, flying over to meet a guy is very questionable to me, because it's not recommendable. I'd rather a guy fly over to meet you rather than you flying over. It feels like you are the one who's pursuing the guy rather than you pursuing him, going to pursue him. And that was again something else that, you know, the guy obviously knew that the lady was very naive and the lady was not very smart. And we usually say as ladies that we play our cards right, but I feel like in most cases men outsmart us because we don't really, like, I don't know, there is something about us, something about some of us. There is children outside. Sorry for the noise. So the lady went all the way, you've heard. But it's okay. People can be adventurous and all that, but the guys we meet on Tinder, I don't date anymore. I kiss dating goodbye. I've went through all those drama. I went through all these things, but now we can, along with this lady, you can see what happened to her. But what can we learn from this? Like, it doesn't matter if the guy tells you everything that you want to hear, because they all usually tell people what they think that the ladies want to hear. But sometimes adventures can lead you, wanting to be adventurous and take risks can lead you to, you know, to go to a place where you really don't want to go, or even to get hurt to start with, you know. So for her flying all the way, and for her, obviously this man was married, like he was married. So she had an hotel, he had an hotel. They obviously were having fun, and to an extent it seems like they were getting intimate. Now you hadn't vetted this guy and you don't know who this guy is to even be intimate with them. I know that ladies don't have morals out here. Most of them don't care. It's fun. Like intercourse is just something that is normal and very, you know, they are not very frugal when it comes to giving their bodies to men. And I'm trying to assume that they're using protection when they're doing all that they are doing. But again, the guy knows that the lady is naive, and I'm telling you, the amount of scamming and the amount of ladies that are being that are being dropped like hotcakes from the ladies, because we are very gullible. Most of us are so gullible, me included. I'm very gullible. It is just easy to manipulate us, you know. It is really easy to manipulate us. There's just something. It doesn't matter whether you are in New York, whether you are so educated or whatnot, but what is this naive nature in us African women? What is it in us Black women? I don't get it. And it's especially when it comes to chasing after this type of men. I've never understood it. But as time goes by, I come to realize that you really don't have to, because at the end of the day, she seems like someone of a certain age. She seems like she's very grown up, but still the guys get to manipulate us. So it just happens that, first of all, never fly abroad to meet a guy. Second of all, never jump into bed. I don't know if it is your thing, go ahead, but I'm just saying that the guys will think that this is what all you do. You meet guys from the internet, from online, from Tinder, and you run all the way to jump in bed with them. So they will not even have respect as per se, because Tinder is a place where fellow promiscuous people meet fellow promiscuous. So the guy already knew that you yourself is promiscuous. He doesn't have respect for himself. He doesn't have respect for you. So don't even be surprised that he actually left you in a hotel room in the middle of the night, because this is where people with dodgy characters meet. For the Tinder is a place where men with very dodgy characters meet naive women who are very gullible and who believe. How can you believe? We believe things that they tell us. But anyway, the lady escaped this thing alive, and she is here to tell the story, and she told. Now you saw it. You guys, I think that you guys like this type of videos where I actually react to this type of relationship drama, or how gullible we are as Black women when it comes to searching for love, because it's true that out here in the streets it's really like not easy to find love. That is why I say, and I will keep stressing, that the ladies who found love and the ladies who have good men with them, you have to pray every night and be thankful, because out here in the street it is crazy. It is literally crazy. That is why dating is not a game. So I'm not going to judge this lady per se, but I'm just going to say that I'm just going to be astounded by how gullible we still are. I know that this video was filmed in maybe a couple of years ago, but still these things are things that are happening even now, you know. So yes, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next. We are the